Hello all. Hope all is well. And we're back. So I've also just noticed that Haishi is nearly finished integrating. And what the hell are my ships doing? Why are my ships there? Okay. Fine. Whatever. I'm not really fussed, but that was a moment of curiosity. My second army has finished building. I don't mind that there's 5,000 men of this army that need to be reinforced because, quite frankly, I earn nearly 600 manpower a month already. That's small for me. Thank you very much, Diviet. I will be in your service. Song Hong, thank you for the development, and that will give me 50 extra admin. Fantastic. Time to integrate this. But because I'm now done with my ideas of Diplo, which most people just refer to as Diplo ideas. But oh well. So now I can do this. And I can go back to catching my Diplo back up. As previously mentioned, my next idea group will be admin. I both want the governing capacity, which right now is looking fine, but will soon not look fine. And oh, I think I brought my navy out because I realised that I can fight Japan next all this year. Oh no, my ruler died. If only I had a 13-year-old heir that was exactly the same stats as the ruler, which is almost exactly the same stats as my previous ruler. That'd be, you know, a good thought. If only, huh? So anyway, let's see here. Suwon having a trade center must be the one. Because I sure as hell am not going to be able to get to 50% manpower before I fight Japan. Oh, 1521! Is this not the year that historically Oda Nobunaga was born? 1521? I think I'm almost exactly at his birth date. Interesting. I believe I am. So anyway, almost about now, in the Sengoku period, was when Oda Nobunaga was born. This is when his legacy began. Well, yeah, everybody's life begins at birth. But you know what I mean. Like, realistically and historically, this is when in the Warring States period, when things started to heat up properly. Because in comes Nobunaga to try to... He had big ambitions to take over and become the shogunate. He reached it. And then was shogunate for a little while, and then was subsequently backstabbed. Not literally, but people sort of turned against him. And then I think in Nobunaga's case, his body wasn't found, but it was stipulated that he committed seppuku, right? Was the body found? I can't remember whether Nobunaga's one was a body that was found or whether it wasn't. I don't know, but he definitely committed seppuku because the armies were encroaching towards him. He was like, "Well, I'm gonna die anyway. May as well take myself out before they take me out." And then, you know, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, everybody else comes in and becomes ruler, and then eventually Ieyasu Tokugawa comes in, becomes shogunate after the what was it, the battle of Sekigahara? That was like one of the turning battles for Tokugawa. Then he becomes shogunate. And then they try and fight Korea. Then that's when the Korean invasions ramped up after the whole, you know, unity thing tries to build itself back up, and then they try to attack Korea like a million times. I mean, Korea's history is pretty much be invaded, then you're invaded, and then you're invaded. It's a rather how do I put this? It's a rather annoying history for Korea to just be at war with people when they didn't want to be. They couldn't just be left alone to just be secular and stuff. Hangul is one of the, because I'm fairly certain Hangul is one of the earliest written languages in the world. They just wanted to like learn and stuff, man. So Ashikaga is now got my peace deal with him. Sorry, my peace deal has finished with him. My cause finished in a year and a half. No, 2 years. So I'll have 2 years in which to delay this war. And I say delay because the war won't be long-lived. This will just be annihilation station. Right, my crown lands are over 30% now, which is good. That's like the baseline to have it at. You can, realistically, if I was to sell titles right now, which I will for demonstrate. Nah. Basically, the effects from 20 to 30 is like 25% development modifier for the Liberty Desire, minus 10% tax modifier, and something else, but the something else isn't even important enough for me to remember it. Do I declare now, or do I declare soon? Also, check this out, ready? POV, your previous employers referred to you as financially negligible. So bear in mind, plus 3.15. Ready? And now it will just... Come on! Update with the month tick! Don't make my joke fall flat. Oh, overforce limit 2 now. Okay, you know what? Fine. I was trying to pull off a funny joke, but it didn't work because my fleet fleet size is so much bigger now. I still don't like what Kuro Sanji did to Doki Bird. She did not deserve that. I mean, to be fair, nobody deserves that really, but you know, it's just so. I could discuss it more, but honestly, I feel like talking about the Doki Bird slash Kuro Sanji situation is like low hanging fruit because it's very obviously just shit what they did. It angers me. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, 5 ducats. Yeah, it is financially negligible. Go from earning 5 ducats a month to being 2 deficit. But yeah, man, I felt so sorry for Chibidoki. No, not Chibidoki. Doki Bird. Don't know why my head suddenly just went Chibidoki. But yeah. I'm so much happier for her now that she's independent because she's a lot happier. When I used to watch her as part of Niji Sanji, I did like her, but it felt like a little bit like something wasn't quite right. Like she sounded rather soulless at times, despite the fact that I found her kind of cool. So it's nice that she's like her streams at the moment. She's basically permanently giggling. It's pretty good fun to watch. So massive props / respect to Doki for being cool. If when that VTuber tier list I was gonna do happens, Doki Bird's up there. Just heads up. He says randomly in the middle of an EU4 playlist video. Well, you know, I got time with Sieging Down Japan. I can chat shit. Yeah, I feel like it's low hanging fruit because everybody's talking about it. And it's easy just to it's the Simpsons stop they're already dead meme. Because I don't think Niji Sanji could be able to crawl out from that one now. but alas, that's something outside of my responsibilities. Slash, I'm not a VTuber news outlet. I'm just here. Brilliant. So again, that's all getting minus 0.05 autonomy each month. I don't want to core it. I don't believe. Maybe I call self-Jilin? Self-Jilin's kind of worth it. I don't think I could say the same about... Yeah, self-Jilin is worth it. I feel. I don't feel the rest of it's worth it. But again, once I consolidate the Japanese lands, including Ainu, I'm stating Japan. Because Japan cannot be turned into a trade province anyway, so I might as well just get the most benefit. I feel like when I've got like extra GovCap, the GovCap should be into stuff which I can capitalise best on. Which is anything not trade companyable. Eventually I want to turn anything I can trade company that isn't like China, so that I can get loads of merchants just to get the ball rolling. There we go, there's my really good heir. Now in charge. Come on, give me Patron of the Arts. Charismatic Negotiator. Sure. Not the best. But, you know, we'd take it. It might help when I integrate... Who's next? Solon? Or Utsunomiya? I feel Utsunomiya needs to be next. I'm not planning to increase their size at all. The rest of the Japanese lands are going to me. And I said that these are January 24, right? 1st October 23. Okay. 1st October 23. So that gives me... Oh, it's because these ones, January 24, yeah. That's what I was looking at. Don't look at your first province to be called. Look at your last province to be called. If you're checking for overextension. Because that's like the worst case scenario kind of jobby. So I kind of need to sit on this war. I don't want to siege down Oshima. They shouldn't call for surrender as long as they manually own a province. Realistically speaking, in their current situation. So yeah, I'm going to keep my focus on admin, I think, from here on out. It's literally the most important skill. I think I mentioned that earlier in the campaign as well, but... What I might do... Hold on. For 20 years, gain stab cost and tax modifier to fight 40 rebels. Or I can just lose a couple admin, lose a couple points, that's fine. So I need... / want... to get Gilnbook Palace up to max level. So if I was to take out burger loans, it's currently 3,500-ish ducats. Decent, but I want it to be the loans to be 1,000 each. Because I want to sort of just be able to hit the button and just do it. Ryukyu? You, my man, are a war that I can quickly do while this is going on. Fine by me. I am 7,000 manpower in the hole. So realistically, I've lost net 2,000. Because I think last I checked it was 500. 5,000, sorry. That's fine. Again, when we're at peace, we can recover manpower better. Right now, it's not a problem. So the next government reform. I think the Righteous Army is a Korea specific one. It might not be, but I'm personally a fan. I like sustained discipline. I like military engineering, and I like organized military staff. Which one I take depends on what I'm doing. Even though, to be fair, defensive stance is fun if you're doing like a meme. Like if you're playing Albania or Georgia or whatever and just going for maximum fort defense, having the defensive one is quite nice. Realistically, the best step 5, tier 5 is probably the one the Portuguese get, in my opinion. Raise the ordinances, or whatever it's called, which gives you a butt ton, a literal butt ton of manpower. That's a button you can press every 10 years. It's like, it's like almost your entire force limit of manpower. The cost of like 10 admin or something. Certainly nothing to turn your nose up at. But for sure, otherwise I think the order for most generally useful would probably be organised staff, military engineering, then sustained discipline. Because don't underestimate, if you're playing tall, don't underestimate the ability of your drill. Yes, drill is a modifier that you can get as any size nation, but you really benefit from a high drill early on. It really does make a difference. As a bigger nation, you've got enough bodies to chuck at things. The idea with like, it's why people go quantity. Any problem can be solved if you chuck enough bodies at it. That's essentially how it works. So I have a feeling that when the U truce runs out, Meow's going to attack you for the emperorship. She's just out here eating Dali. Sheesh. I want the emperor gone, so that I can enact that mission. Which one haven't I taken? There we go. So Japan / Ashikaga. Again, look, I used the Crusade, because Crusade for Confucian is under Humanist. 0 Diplo power spent. And they're 71% overextension. 21% overextension. I am now scot-free to... Actually, rather than fight the 5k, and then also have to fight the Navy, let's just get rid of them. Perfect. So, Japan's mine. Then Ryukyu will be mine. Then Hokkaido will be mine. Really? Really? If only I rolled Scholar, and instead of losing a stab, I'd gain 20 admin. That's such a good modifier to have, because it just instantly removes like the entire problem of this event. Also, I think because half of these were puns, right? Like Comet Sense and stuff like that, and jokes on the different DLCs. I just like the one that says, "That's it, I'm dead." The game started with "It's an omen, the end is nigh, and the economy falls," I believe. And then Enlightened Times was Sprites of Man. This was Common Sense. I can't remember what a Common Sense was, but basically they were just like, they just gave up on thinking of what to call them, so they just ended up with "That's it, I'm dead." I think it's brilliant, personally. The only reason why I'm holding on to it is because I would like it to not happen. And I'm holding out the hopes that the event just goes, nah, you're fine. Definitely one of my least favourite Pulse events, loser stability, because I said so. And yet, if you play as certain other nations, there's some nations have got specific events where you spot a comet and then it's like, ah, yes, gain innovativeness or whatever. I can't remember who it is. Funnily enough, I think it's a native thing. Or like a Mexican. It's either a native Mexican or a Native American thing, I want to say. Which I kind of like the humour in how the Western world is like, oh no, we're going to be attacked, we're doomed. And then like, in the Americas, they're just like, hey, that's cool, burning thing in the sky. I like it personally. So my next one to go, I said, was going to be Utsunomiya. To that remark, I should prepare to integrate them. And then it will be so long. And then I can make the joke that I held on to that nobody knows what it is, because I definitely didn't accidentally say it before. So Mongolia's got some Vajrayana provinces I want, but so does Tibet. So I feel that Tibet allied to Mongolia and Mongquang. Mongquang is this guy. I need to get into India though. This is just scary. I mean, not for me right now, but the general vibe is scary. That's like a lot of provinces. I want to stop him from eating India, because India's mine. I need the Buddhist lands, and I'll take the Hindu lands while I'm at it. I could just go across like the sea and just get to these provinces real quick, but I like the idea of eating all of India as well. I can get on board with that. So a lot of the rebels that are popping up at the side should be dealt with. I know I pressed the button before I gained the stuff, but I'm not fussed. Does not make a difference to me. I'm losing money because... probably because reinforcement. I'm actually going to dig base. I like to keep myself between 0 and 10 corruption, because I like for it to naturally wear off. Most of the most corruption I've had in recent times is in my Garwal campaign. I went to 33 overextension corruption, so I could just buy the forts. And I was having troubles with the Ming War, and I needed the extra money or I was gonna go bankrupt. So it was a necessary evil. Well, I have a couple more edicts. See, I love this button. This button right here, expensive edicts. Since the introduction of edicts, has been the best button. So I've paid off for the colonialism. There's still nothing of use in here. Again, when I hit Tech 16, there's some nice manufactories inbound. But until that happens, even the production, even the workshops aren't necessarily great. Oh, that says Kawaii Lamb. How cute. 1529. So I have 5 years before I can take out UA. This will finish 1526. This is 78%. 4, 3, 3. Poof, why am I even worried? Let's just. Yeah, it's actually better to use external perfectionism. So yeah, this is welcome to the religious CB, but for humanists. I will fight them with my navy, actually. Or something. I'll just rest over it. Because I need to be able to get to the Kurils for the full siege. Manpower is the thing I lack the most at the moment. Mostly due to the fact that I made a second manual standing army. as opposed to just keeping mercs. When's this going to happen? 1531. And he's allied with Shun. Perfect. So I can just... They're 54%, but I don't think that includes the flexible negotiation modifier. So I should be able to just attack them as non-co-belligerents and just take the land. Vajrayana. I have 10 dev of Vajrayana. Am I stupid? Oh, I mean, yes. But what provinces do I have of Mahayana? I'm super stupid. I can just do this. But Alright, if I send it here, although it can't convert, it can point me to where I have it. Okay, so these two here. Right, so I can just 54 points. 54 points, you say? I know I really need the dev, but at the same time I've also got... I actually don't want to... If you're wondering, it's because I don't want to state this. 21. I know I could half state it and then act the edict and then undo it, but I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. So we're back at 100 harmony. Time to get Vajrayana. I skipped past that so quickly, so I can show properly. When harmonized, Vajrayana, and I will get the following. When it says you'll get the following, it's for your whole nation, not that specific religion. So it removes the religious unity disbalance from having that religion among... Jingu will be removed from Ise. Constant true faith in yearly legitimacy. Oh, because I conquered it as a... Because I'm not Shinto. Okay, to the Amaterasu. I don't need to convert it. That can stay as it is. Oh no, minus 5% religious strength. How will I cope? Oh wait. I just won't do anything. So I don't realistically need to keep my maintenance on for the fleet. I can just attack the four when they come out, but I like having it. This war can just do its thing while I'm goring up. This is looking quite nice for 1525. To basically be in Indochina. To have all of Manchuria, to have half of China. All of Japan. Next step will be the push through Siam way. Oh! Tom messaged me on a weekend. 4 PM. Oh. That might be a cancelled plan on his end. Apologies, I've made badminton plans with one of my best buddies. Actually, I mentioned him in my video games OST tier list. I'm actually going to go badminton with my verified Spotify artist buddy, Tom. And it's going to be him, his girlfriend, me, and my brother-in-law. If my brother-in-law is no longer able to make it, then I'll substitute out for one of my buddies, who I'm sure will probably like to join instead. If anybody's never played it before, I recommend playing badminton. It's very fun. I more prioritize advising squash. However, badminton's also fun. Again, racket sport. The only racket sport that kind of sucks is actually tennis. Tennis is like my least favorite. Oh yes, they're animist. I was wondering why the colours were slightly different. Okay, so I knew R 10%. And I was worried I was going to go over. I was going to be overextended. 88.8%. Very nice. So I'll integrate Utsunomiya. I pretty much don't even have to look at Japan. Once this overextension goes away, there is zero unrest over here. I can move all my units off. I will call, or rather I will state, everything minus Hokkaido, I think. I will state everything minus Hokkaido in the temporarium. I keep using that lately, in temporarium, instead of like just saying, you know, temporarily having it. Still, it's better than using the word decimated. So that's literally all of Japan taken care of. Next will be going back for this Ning. This Ning needs to go. That can be fed to Min, who I can then integrate. Speak of the devil, yes, you can take. I can take 3/4 of a ducat a month from you for something that I could have given you for free. I will profiteer. Wang Fan. Tributary state of Lanna. So Lanna is the one with tributary states this time. Khmer. Khmer, Mongnai, and Hispor. I want to annex Lanna, then go straight for the white elephant. I should also do an Ayutthaya run for the owning all of China and Indochina and Burma and that. I think that'd make for a fun run. So I've already called everything. Do I chill for 20 years? Do we have like an inward focus time? No, more expansion to be done. Just remember that I'm actually not a GovCap. This is needing to be sorted out. So there is no peace yet. Tech 10 is coming up for admin, which, as specified plenty of times now, I want the extra GovCat modifier, and I want the core creation cost. Technically, it's omittable, and I could just have a military idea, but I like the GovCat. It gives me free reign without pressure. Is how I'm looking at it. My truce with Yue is in 3 years' time. My truce with Ning is in 5 years' time. They're the only ones I currently have a truce with. If this was a world conquest, technically this would be an inefficient time. Because realistically, I should be declaring war on everyone at this point. But oh well. Into Lana, into Ayutthaya. Then I will take around here, I think. With the Lana war, I'll peace out Khmer for nothing. Then I'll go out and around to Arakananava. And I'll try to... I think I'd want... I know this is way ahead, but I'm thinking this, and then up here in Pegu. Pegu is such an annoying nation to play as. When I got my, I got all the Pegu achievements at once just to clean them all up, and that was just annoying. Like, there's no other word that I could use that I like the sound of that sounds better. It just was annoying. I will have a temple. in a full admin-based province? Yeah, sure. Fine by me. I mean, I'll have so many extra building slots that it should be fine. Gov reform, as mentioned, it will be reinforced cost and national supply limit modifier, I think. There's not one for like manpower usage from resuppliers there. No, but I do like the land attrition. It is the land attrition itself is a form of manpower because you use less manpower, so it saves you manpower. There are times where you have to look at manpower save as manpower gain, because where you save it in one place, you gain it in another. Sounds backwards, but the logic's there. If you think about it for more than half a second. So it's just Ainu left, and look, all my rebels are just disappearing. Minus this one guy who thinks he's really cool. Because he has some issues of his own. Ah, that's even the province that's going to rise up. Yeah, the province with the rebellion on it. So I'm just gonna sit on the province. Activate the nobles. The reason why you move your troops first is so then this happens. Was I looking at the wrong province? Okay, so anyway, I'll now be on the attack instead of the defense. Was I bringing up the menu and looking at the rebels at the same time? I might have been. But yeah, anyway, you sit your troops on the province so that they can't siege it down, so you don't lose the autonomy, and you immediately wipe, and you don't suffer the attackers' debuffs, which is often a terrain modifier, such as being in mountains would give you -2 to the attack. But if you're defending, you're not attacking. Ah yes, the floor here is made of floor. .353 air. Luckily that's right in line with what I'd get from the event if that hadn't procced. I want this manpower person. 10% extra manpower on 600 is 660. So this is good. That's definitely something I can get behind. And also it's only going to go up. Let's take one extra for now. I will state the rest, but I do need to keep my admin to get admin ideas. Then I can focus on... Because when you turn something from a territory into a state, core creation cost affects the amount to pay for the state coring. So really I shouldn't have done what I just did anyway. For the secondary reason as well as the primary reason. Funnily enough. So over here is Hindu and Animist. Now I'm curious. As discussed in the Disciples of Enlightenment achievement, Pangasinan starts Mahayana. For the achievement purposes, perfect. It does not include anything that's been converted, which is great. So as specified before, it makes things a lot more convenient. So this should, I feel like the achievement should hopefully just be in the bag and I can just casually enjoy this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, because of course I am. Well, that was a good use of a consort. See you later. Operation Get Fricked Lanar. I need to take out this fort to reach them. Unless I can get access from Dive yet, which I can. You know what? Yeah, I want to take out. Khmer first. I will get access. For the meantime, I'll just siege them down, and then it's Hispor and Mongnai. I didn't co-belligerate them because I don't border them, and I'm not interested in vassalizing them. I just want to own everywhere now. Now that I have my CB, everywhere is being owned by me. When I get admin 2, i.e. the CCR, I am 100% wanting to own everything. No, it's admin 3 now. Oops. I can still remember when the Deus Vault CB was literally Idea 1. It's now Idea 7, but Deus Vault used to be here. And I mean, it's changed a little because you never got opinion of country of the same religion or manpower and true faith provinces from religious. It used to be different. It used to be, so they had to modify it because infrastructure and admin, basically admin used to be infrastructure and admin together, essentially. But also, stab cost, for instance, was in religious, as was culture conversion cost was part of religious as well, I seem to recall. It's definitely a religious and influence twin. The province has changed to Confucian. My face when something that I don't really care about whether or not it happens. Don't you try and fight my vassal. I will fight you. Get out of here. So they're coming back in. I need to keep Min happy. Well, not happy, I just need to keep them reinforced, I mean. I with Shun. I looked at that earlier, but the relations can change at any time, so it's worth just double checking alliances as you go. Because it can change how you attack. I mean, not in this case, but you get the drift, I'm sure. So Khmer is 20% on the down. They're trying to siege Dongyong. Have fun. Good luck. Waste your manpower. But I'm taking you out of my war. Tainan. And then once Khmer are out, I can refuse the Doyet access, i.e. cancel it. Right, that's admin. So now I can focus my stuff into... I can focus my mana into getting core creation cost cheaper. Because it's no longer Idea 2, you have to, with spending the extra 400 admin, sometimes means you don't have to immediately rush for it. When it comes to taking provinces, it is nice to wait for it, but I kind of can't be bothered to wait, so I'm just gonna continue to go balls to the walls. That's what I'm saying. Age of Reformation. So, how ages work is, of course, you start Age of Discovery at the beginning of the game. Age of Reformation tends to be somewhere between 1515 and 1530, depending on when the Protestant Reformation kicks in. If the Protestant Reformation doesn't kick in, you never get the Age of Reformation. So you can actually prevent Protestantism and stay in the Age of Discovery forever. Which, let's be honest, would benefit all Portugal players. Then you have Age of Absolutism. If you don't proc global trade, then you can stop Age of Absolutism. That's about 1600-ish. And then 1700-ish. Actually, technically, Age of Absolutism is 1610, because global trade has to be discovered. So, what I tend to find is whenever I've got the highest trade node, it takes about an extra 5 years for it to spawn. So realistically, I tend to see global trade discovered somewhere between 1600 and 1605, typically. So that means that age of absolutism is from about 1615-ish onwards. And that's when absolutism comes in. If you don't proc age of absolutism, you can literally go the entire game without seeing absolutism. And then just age of revolutions. Now, for the golden era, you can activate it once per game. You can only activate a golden era if you've completed 3 of the age objectives. So the reason why I can is because I've completed Humanist, I've made another nation force convert, i.e. Autonomia, and I trade in an Asian trade. I think I specified that. I didn't cover Unify Culture, but I was right about the I thought it was the trade companies, but it's Colonial Empire. So Reformation is Colonial Empire. Age of Absolutism is the trade leagues, trade companies. Okay. Khmer should be just about ready to peace out. Shouldn't be long now. They're at 7%. What I need to do, I don't really do this as much anymore. But I'm just spamming the V key and just letting the armies go where they go. I basically want most of this sieged. Did I seriously not hit Atapu once with all that spam clicking? Kinda humorous. And I hit lands that I had already sieged as well. Awesome. And 5 units went there. Let's do this. So this should, yeah, he's at 21%. But his nation is fully carpeted. And he's got probably about minus 50. Exactly minus 50. Right. He's out of my wall. Thanks for trying. Thanks for playing. Out you come. Dive. Yep. Cancel. I need to be careful because my units can walk back into Landnut, which would turn them away from being black flagged. So I can either navigate to come back out, or I can just stack every single one of my units on Wonkai, and you can actually merge units that are black flagged. If they weren't black flagged, you could merge them, but you can't merge black flagged and non-black flagged units. I think. Or if you do, you need to be careful about how you do it. I think you can do it, but you need to make sure that the army that's black flagged becomes consolidated into the army that isn't black flagged. I think that's sort of how you have to do it. So the AI can see everything except black flagged units. So he doesn't know this is coming. So I can just attack him. Someone else attacking Landar? No. Wang Fan's just here. Having fun. Okay. Accept that. Yeah, I'm in quite the manpower hole now. Not too much of an issue. I'll get a couple of these production buildings. If it's on a trade value, which is over 3 ducats, I like production buildings pretty much full stop. On stuff like fish and naval goods, I don't mind it. Like, it's nice if I've got the building slot, but not always necessary. So, ye are at war with Mong Mao for Chinese hegemony. Oh yes, because Mong Mao, although they're not listed as a subject or anything, as part of China, they're actually in the Chinese region. So this counts as Chinese provinces for the hegemony CB. And now, as it's just given me the notification that I've got the CB for mandate, my truce is finished. So I'm just going to kill him. I'm just going to get rid of him. See you later, Yue. Thanks for playing. Now the question is, when do I want my golden age? really the golden age. I think now is actually a decent time for golden age, so I'm just going to roll with it. Hansong gets the Emerald Buddha. I get half a prestige for a year for the game. Thank you. So yeah, they're going to go to Canton because that's my nearest fort that they can attempt a siege. A lot of the time, that's a desperation act in the AI. Because it's like they can't do anything else. So they're just scrambling themselves to get to the fort. I think when I finish off Yue, the mandate doesn't pass over to say Shi or Meow. I think it just goes. So this should be the end of them. Also, Ning's piece should be up soon, yeah. 31. But I will come back to this temporarily, so I'll come back to this at some point, I mean. So for now, thank you very much. Peace.